Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Man, that's some serious reflective on the glasses. That's pretty awesome. Kyle, what's up, man?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey,
Good.
Kyle.
Hello, everybody.
All right.
Good. How you making it tonight? There's Mr. Tim.
Good evening, everyone.
All right, guys, I got to admit before we get going here, straight up, my proper eyeglasses that have like the non-reflective stuff with light have completely bit the dust, and so so I've ordered new lenses in. They're completely scratched, so I'm wearing a pair of reading glasses right now. So apologies for the unstylish reflective glow in the dark lenses.
They're worse than mine, Judd. Mine's pretty bad, but mine are trifocus. So
yeah, Nick, what's up?
How's it going?
Rocking it, buddy.
Right on.
Order Chris Filippelli. It's amazing. I'm glad you guys are all here. This is awesome. Tim, James,
How you doing?
how's the Bahamas treating you right now, bud?
It's good. Nice weather.
Cool. Yeah, right here as well. All right, we're gonna get Connor in. Dom Mans is having a hard time connecting. I got Matt, Riley, Rob. We're gonna have a busy night, it looks like.
Oh, awesome.
Busy night. Kyle, so you had a conversation with Michael earlier. He said that you're considering starting an asphalt maintenance business.
Yeah, definitely. I'm highly interested in it, so happy
Cool.
to be on board for the call tonight.
You're in the right room for sure. You're in the right room for sure, man. There's a bunch of great guys on here, and mission is to really work together and power forward. That's the goal. Mr. Filippelli, how are you?
Doing good, man. How are you doing?
Couldn't be better, man. Rocking. Connor, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up?
I went full brand tonight. I've got Dom Manzo, who's still somehow not able to connect. I think he's going to come in here shortly, but I've got his brand on. I've got an extra small Braden Hamilton Orca asphalt maintenance shirt. That's awesome. Oh man, that's great. Alan, what's going on, man?
How's it going? All right.
Getting ready. Season's around the corner. It looks, Michael was mentioning earlier, the weather trajectory like next week is starting to look pretty darn good, I hear, up in the north.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't know about you, but I'm outside of Philadelphia, and it's been cold and rainy. And Tim, you're probably having the same thing in central PA.
yeah, I'm 2 hours from you. Absolutely.
That's
And
how it
then
is.
I was trying, and Chris, you probably have the same thing down on the Eastern Shore.
Yeah, we've done nothing but we've used 0 gallon. We've put 0 gallons of water in the roller in the last 2 days paving driveways. Not one drop of water come out of the road. Just straight rain.
I have a video of Chris's team rolling. They're rolling out a driveway, and the thing is like a steam house, man. You can barely see the trees and the house in the background. It was wild. Yeah,
Done nothing
that
but
was a
rain.
great shot. Great shot.
That's awesome.
Cool.
But I did see next week it's going to be in the 70s finally. This I don't know about y'all, but once it gets to this like 40 degrees and like 2 inches of rain a day, it's like, okay, give me the spring, get me the summer. I'm ready to start doing some work.
What's that in Celsius, Michael?
Oh God, y'all are killing me.
I was getting
Siri.
ready to get going on Judd's post. Judd, I
Oh,
was getting ready to
wait a
comment on
second,
your post.
guys.
So we talking gallons here, buddy.
How much time do I have? To
Listen,
Google?
listen. If I was talking to the American market, I'd be saying gallons 100%. But we do have 25,000 liters of coal tar. That's the last stock available in Canada right now. We're the only ones with it. We're just trying to get it to people that are part of our network and make sure that we're helping them win if that's what they want to use. I love that though, Chris. Thank you for the shot.
It sounds, I saw it was like 25,000 liters. I'm like, wait a minute, isn't that like 6,000 gallons? Like, it's not that much.
Did you say you still have 25,000 liters left?
I have 25,000 liters that we just got a hold of. I had to pay a bit of a premium, but yeah, we consolidated from 2 bulk buys. Yeah, 2 big bulk tanks. Yeah, but we're spread it out gently. Nick,
Okay.
you
I'm biting.
you've got so much already.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to go the year with it, right? So.
Nick's about to crush the Maritimes this year, everybody.
Yeah,
Nick, why don't you
fingers
introduce yourself? There's a lot of new faces on here, but why don't you introduce yourself and we'll get you right into it.
Yeah, sure. I started a seal coating company up last year. I didn't dive too deep into it until I actually purchased a already established company. So this year is kind of my first year of seeing what it's like at the beginning of a season. And hearing that coal tar is becoming unavailable made me jump onto some of the remaining stock and try to fill up. So this is going to be my first season, really seeing what the beginning of a season looks like. I just got the tail end of it last year and then kind of going on full force. I went from one small truck with a 130-gallon tank on the back to 3 vehicles with a 25-foot, 550-gallon trailer, trying to do some pretty big jobs. So we'll be going at it pretty hard this year, hopefully.
Yeah, I've had some great conversations with Nick, and I'll tell you, you're gonna just stay tuned. Nick is Nick's gonna do some great things. And Nick, congratulations on investing into your business at early stages, because you're gonna get. I mean, you're already leaps and bounds ahead by just doing that. So congratulations, man.
Yeah, thank you. I'm really looking forward to this. It's fun work too. I'm sure all you guys, like, the reason you're sitting in this call is because you like what you do. So it's enjoyable. So I see this being a really fun summer. Getting a nice tan too.
My favorite part about all of it is tasting sealer, like all my teeth and stuff.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. But hey, yeah, man, absolutely. It's a fantastic industry, recession resistant, pandemic resistant. I mean, we've gone through it, and we're all sitting here right now in an effort to grow and scale. Last was actually 2 days ago on Monday. We had a great jam with Chris Filippelli at Surface Solutions, Alex Lucic, Black and Yellow. And we had, geez, in my mind, Jake Abernathy, Dr. Asphalt, who was all on, and great buddies. And for anybody that tuned in, I'm sure you probably walked away with some great value. For anybody that has not watched it, you're going to want to go to our YouTube channel. You'll definitely want to watch that session. But one of the things that really stood out for me with the three of them is that, first and foremost, business is never just everybody gets to see the fun, fancy things on the front end and don't really realize that there's painful and challenging things that you go through. And that's the name of the game. But the other thing that really stood out for me was that they grew faster than they anticipated. Now, they're not dumb guys. They're motivated, they're disciplined, they're determined. But the cool thing is that, our industry is filled with opportunity if you go and get it. So that's something that really stood out. So go check it out if you haven't seen it. All right, guys. So AK Roundtable tonight, we are now April. Oh, I can't believe that we're already April 6th, 2022. Spring is kind of right here, and it's gonna skyrocket. Get ready for the we're kind of clicking up that roller coaster, about to get to the top, and it's going to be all go. I know for some of you right now, it's already all go. I saw American Pavement laying down their first, whatever it was, 1,000 tons or something today, and they're back into it. So exciting times for everybody. Sharpen your pencils, as I said last round table. Sharpening your pencils is something so crucial. Make sure that you're sharpening all of your marketing pieces, your sales strategies, making sure that your proposals are all tuned. And with that being said, make sure your website is tuned well. Last roundtable, we all spoke about some websites and how it's important that the face of your business for your website is really speaking to your audience. And it's really, within a few seconds, giving your audience the meat, give the dog the meat, as they say, because at the end of the day, that's the impression that you're going to give somebody through your ads, or you're going to build more credibility by presenting them with a website that you might deliver to them via an email or proposal afterwards that they're going to go and check your credibility about, right? They're going to go check Google. They're going to go do some research about you on social media and the different platforms. And if the face of your business isn't consistently matching what it is that you've presented as a sales proposition to them in person and through your ads, then the chances of losing them are pretty darn high. So, excuse me. So what we decided that we'd do is we'd ask for people who are part of the roundtable to submit their domain names so we could do a quick website audit and assist with with some tips and techniques on things that you could do to improve the actual face of the website and also the call to actions that are going to generate the leads for your business. And so that was something pretty exciting for us, because we're, this room right here, this AK Roundtable, we walked in through big wood doors and we're sitting here at this virtual wood table, and we've got big mugs of beer for those that drink beer. For others, we've got tea, but we're sitting here at a round table together. It's like a brotherhood. It's we're here together to make and build businesses that are going to thrive, right? That's what I think that's a reason why we're here, is to better our businesses and ourselves and to grow. And so we're not about just speaking and telling people what to do. Leadership is about not just, teaching, but it's showing. It's actually being in front of the pack and saying, hey guys, this is what we're going to show you as a leader. We're going to show you how to do this. We're going to give you samples and examples so that you can actually go out and do it, And so when it comes down to, for example, the proposal templates that were sent back, I think it was 3 or 4 weeks ago on the AK Roundtable, people presented their proposals. We took those proposals and we went through them and we gave suggestions and advice on what you could do to improve those proposals, and that's showing, right? And so we can hopefully all walk away with those takeaways. And so we did that same thing with the website last week. So let me go ahead. Let's dig into, before we dig in, does anybody want to share anything anything that's important that we want to get out before I hop in and show some of these websites that we reviewed? All right, let's roll. So I'm going to go ahead and share sound as well. So we actually, I'll tell you, we're really, really fortunate to have Mercy. Michael, of course, we work every day with Mercy, but we're really, really, really fortunate to have Mercy as our marketing director. And I'll just say this, she's a badass human being. Like, she is awesome. And she helps with a lot of our Asphalt Kingdom stuff, actually most of the marketing direction of Asphalt Kingdom. And so she's taken the time, and I've reviewed these notes and worked together to ultimately get these recommendations through to you guys. The mission here is not to do an audit on every single person in the AK Roundtable's website. We just don't have the capacity to do that. It may be a department one day that we build where we're going to help out with digital marketing. But for right now, what we want to do is we want to show you some samples of people who are part of the roundtable. And hopefully this gives you some really, gives you some good clarity around what you can do to build your website or to tune your website and really make that work. Not only do we have notes that have been drafted, and by the way, this document will be shared with everybody that has signed up for the AK Roundtable, so you don't have to necessarily, write this down word for word, but if you have takeaways, feel free to take notes on the side. All right, so we actually got 4 submissions, which was great. I didn't see, do we have Stephen in here? I don't think we have Stephen on tonight, right?
Yes. Hey, how are you?
Hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
Good, man. Sorry, I'm just parking up right now. Driving. Would you?
No problem. Look, we're gonna share this all with you anyway, man. So just stay tuned, because at the end of the day, your website's gonna help a lot of people. So is that cool if I just go through this right now?
Yeah, of course.
Beautiful. No problem. So 5-star construction and design. Let's check this out. And so when we take a look at the website right out of the gate, there's some great style, great look to it, right? But what I want to do is I want to go through some of the things that we're going to see that Mercy's laid out here. And so everybody kind of pay attention to this, and let's watch Mercy take us on a ride, okay? It's going to be about 13 minutes.
I'm going to review some of the websites submitted.
Can you hear it?
Yep. And I'm going to have my notes in a Google Doc as well. So this is one of the websites, 5-star construction and design. Landing here, I can tell that it's very well branded. We have the red and the black going, and the red is throughout the page, and the red stands out. So you can see that the red is on the main call to actions, which is get a quote. And phone number is there, email is there for if I want to talk to someone, I can just pick up the phone, send an email. So that's really great. Website header. Does it say what you offer? Yes. So here I can see that the company builds dream homes. Does it show a person how it makes their life better?
Guys, I'm going to step in on that because it's really important, guys. This is your unique value proposition or your USP. Your headline, if people don't know what you do within 3 seconds of coming to your website, it means that you're not speaking to the person. So make sure that your headline is immediately delivering the message in 3 seconds. And I urge you to go visit your website or any of your social media pages or whatever. If within 3 seconds people don't understand completely what you do, then you're not doing it right.
So here it does talk about the different services provided. It doesn't really exactly say how it makes a person's life better. So I would think for someone looking for a dream home, they're looking to show off their status, looking to have a home that they can be really proud of, and all of these services sort of help with that, but I'm not really getting that from the header. Last question here, does it tell them how to buy it? I suppose so. It has a call to action to get a free quote today, so it does give an action for the user to take. Going down, 5-star is your source for stress-free construction solution. I think the wording is a little bit weird there. So instead of construction solution, I would probably say something like I guess I would have to know a little bit more about the services, because commercial and residential interior and exterior painting, power washing, driveway seal coating, kitchen and bath remodelations.
Guys, obviously take into consideration what services you're providing. You're not obviously building homes, but 5-star is indeed adding these services. So think about how your different services apply. Headline is your main headline, your UVP up at the top here. And then right below that, you have basically a power caption that's going to deliver what it is that you're providing from a service perspective, right?
I don't know if that's actually a word. It could be remodels. And general home improvement. So it doesn't sound like there's actually, like when I think build your dream home, I'm thinking like someone who would work with me like as an architect, and then they would be able to build me a house, getting all the materials and stuff like that. For this company, and the company may do that because the logo says construction and design, but I think there is sort of a gray area where I'm not exactly sure what services your company provides. And I do see that there's a services link here in the header, but as a sub link, there's only general carpentry.
It should show obviously every single service that's provided, and it should be broken up. So if it's renovation, have sub links below that are around the renovation. If it's asphalt, if it's asphalt maintenance, have the different services that you provide underneath that, right?
Ideally, there would be multiple things here so that I can get a really good overview of the services provided. Okay, so this does say interior and exterior design. Okay, that doesn't do anything for me. Okay. So just be a little bit more clear about what your company does. Like if I wanted to build my home from scratch, does your company do that? If so, then build your dream home does seem appropriate, but I think we need to figure out how to talk about your services in a way that someone can get.
Okay, guys, here's what I'm going to do rather than show this video because it's going to take way too long and it's going to be this time right now. I want to share this out, the key points from that page. So if you guys go to 5starcnd.com, for example, you're going to notice the homepage header is very good. Revisit the wording to truly communicate what you can do to provide. Great branding throughout the site. Show more services in drop-down menu and on the homepage next to the carpentry. Adjust wording on various areas and run the entire site through spell check. So I don't know if you guys know how to do that, but there's some different programs that are really, really great for that. Like Google actually has different applications for spelling, also Grammarly. I don't know if you guys have heard of Grammarly, but that really helps as well. It's like on the homepage, just where we are, right? So those notes are all taken in there. Spelling, grammar, making sure your headlines are clear. Your footer also is very important. Make sure that your spelling is all correct, your grammar. Make sure that your footer also has a solid link for call for a free estimate down at the bottom. You want to make sure you have call to actions throughout the website. Right up at the very top, Connor did a good job with put call up at the top of his website that I'll show you in a second, but you really want to make sure your call to actions, your CTAs are listed throughout the different sections of the site. And again, I'm going to share all these notes with you guys so you can go through them if you'd like and then apply them to your own website. The About Us, can the services be separated from the paragraph and put into bullet lists? So we go through the details of that. Service page, remove red buttons temporarily, develop more service pages, or add a bit of text to each service box. And then, of course, your social media icons aren't linked, so you need to make sure you have your social media icons that are linked as well. And you should also have a link going to the Google My Business profile as well, which I'll talk about later. Google My Business, that's an important piece because that's changing to maps and search. Gallery page, update each photo with caption that talks about the service provided. It currently shows the title of the image files in the light box that pops up. So another thing really important that you guys should take away too, as a side note, separate from this, the images on your website, if you're not aware of this, the images can have what's called an alt tag. Okay, and an alt tag is a keyword that's related to the photo. So if you're presenting a photo of, for example, you repairing cracks, you want to make sure that the alt tag attached to that photo is like asphalt crack repair or parking lot crack repair. And that allows the image to be found in Google Images, something really important. We've got Tim as well, Kingdom Sealcoat. Tim, Mercy did like a 17-minute video on this. So it's a long video, but there's a lot of meat in it. And I think you can apply a lot of what she's gone through in there. You know, these website audits, obviously, you know, you guys, I don't want to sit there and just run our time out on the roundtable, but I definitely want to share these notes with you and know that there's been time taken here to be able to deliver that value to you guys and also share it with other people that can run with some great ideas and suggestions. We went through Mike Huff's as well in detail, and that I think it's like 18 minutes. And so there's some great feedback on there. Connor, you've got like another 15-minute complete review in there as well. Immediately, Connor, in the top right, if you just change the call in the top right, which is right here. See the call button up here? If you just take that and you extend it, like call for free estimate, or like, you know, just extend the size of it and put it just a little bit more prominent to the right of your menu, you're going to immediately see more action on that stuff. And guys, I'm going to tell you something. We have adjusted colors on a website. We have adjusted what the call to action is. We've adjusted it from being speaking about us so much, but instead speaking to the customer. And just little tiny tweaks can dramatically improve the traffic that converts to a lead. Michael, you see leads coming in every day, marketing qualified leads that pour in, and those come in through different, you know, different things that we put out there. But, you know, a little color change can actually change the way that somebody actually clicks, right? So you want to make sure you're working with colors that are trustworthy, colors that have you know, a prominent feel to what it is and relatable feel to people. You know, one of the reasons why we chose gold as part of our color is because when we think of Kingdom Royal, right, something golden, and so, you know, gold's embedded throughout our site. You know, you think of like Royal Bank of Canada, PayPal, any, you know, Chase. What colors are they using? What are the banks using right now? All blues, right? And so you want to really make sure that you're going through a real nice color palette that instills trust and performance and lets somebody feel a part of your brand. When we think of Alex Lucic, black and yellow, what colors will he use? Of course, black and yellow. When you guys think black and yellow in asphalt world, what do you think about? Pavement and yellow lines, right? I mean, it's immediate. And so really try to ingrain that thinking for the face of your business with your website in around those areas. So I'll make sure to have this all shared with everybody. So stay tuned for an email. This will come out with all of these details. And Stefan, I would love to spend the 13 minutes on this with everybody going through that. I just feel that maybe we're going to get more bang out of the time by actually submitting it with the notes and the comments and the suggestions in there. And we can have a walk away, because I really want to make these AK roundtables engaging, not just a presentation with speaking guys. So hopefully you guys all agree with that and we can power forward with the next thing. Any questions, guys, on that?
No, but if you don't mind, I'll share one thing.
Yeah, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Chris, go ahead. Oh, Chris, go ahead.
Oh, no, the only thing, sorry. The only thing I was going to share that we added last year and saw a huge increase in conversion on the website was just having some level of pop-up for some kind of ebook or something that would add value to the customer that's free. And we started doing that. And after you're on the website for like, I think it's like somewhere between like 25 and 35 seconds or something, that pops up across the screen and ask you for your name and email if you want to download it. So it gives them some level, and you'd be surprised how many people will sign up for it. And then once they sign up for it, not only did you add value to them, but now you have their name and email to follow up with them and see if you can assist them with, you know, doing work for them or something. So we've just had good conversion with that. So
it's a great suggestion for lead generation. You can imagine if you had a pop-up that said like how to choose a trusted pavement specialist, like enter your email, and like imagine you had some kind of a note about how to choose somebody, how to look on social media, how to check Google My Business, how to check their website, and you guys had that all set up, and you're the one teaching them how to choose a trustworthy competitor. And it's not telling them to go do that, but it's saying, I'm not afraid to let you know what it is, and we're not afraid to be on every single platform because we want to be that trustworthy outfit, right? So it's an interesting, we put up a thing like that, Chris, that was how not to ruin a pavement project. And it was on certain pages in our website, and it blows leads up, man. We generate so many leads from that, you know? So great point, man. Love that. James, you were going to say something.
Yes, sir. I just wanted to know, who helps in the detailing and creating of websites? I know you have different people on the internet. What's a good source to help with the website?
It's a great question. So, I mean, there's a variety of different options that you can choose from. Like when Brian Hess was on, he's a partner of Lead Revenue. Lead Revenue does a lot of web development and really, they really do a lot more than that. They do lead generation, the Google My Business stuff. Chris, you're a client of Lead Revenue. And so, it's not an inexpensive investment. It's a hefty investment. So if you're at a level where you have the capital to be able to invest, what is it, a couple grand a month, Chris-ish? I guess it can vary. But.
Sorry. So it was a little more, but I actually just a couple months ago cut off social media with them. So we're doing all that in-house now. So for the website, and I don't mind saying this because last I was told just a couple weeks ago, the numbers were still close. So for them to build out the website, manage the website, they take care of the live chat agent on the website and on the Facebook page. They do all the SEO work. They do all the Google My Business work. And then they write one blog article a week and tie that into Google My Business and everything. And they post all my pictures on Google My Business for me. It's $1,400 a month.
There you go. So, I mean, that's, they're going for the long-term commitment. They're also big believers in if they don't double your leads within 3 months or something, then your money back. I don't know. So they have some really good deal, but that's Lead Revenue. You may want to check it out, guys. It's awesome. Tell them the AK Roundtable sent you over to give you a deal. and in regards to another point, Fiverr, Fiverr, and Upwork, UPWORK. These are freelance networks that you can hire. You can hire people, and when I say hire people, you can hire virtual assistants. You can hire website developers. You can hire search engine optimization people. You can hire social media management people. You can do a lot of those things through freelance networks. And so you can post your project of what you want, and then you let people bid on and give you some quotes on what it is that what they would charge you to do that. And the cool thing about those platforms is they have reviews as well. So if you're on more of a budgetary constraint to get things going and you wanted to start kind of there, then you could start there. If you do have the finances, I'd probably go more agency like Lead Revenue and just invest into your development with a company that understands the language of pavement and also understands the depth of lead generation. That's what I would do.
Yeah, and I would say, because I had a website that I actually built myself before before we went with them, and it didn't look bad. It definitely isn't what we have now, but it didn't look bad. The problem that I found with it was I'm not a web guy. So the issue we were having was that website was great for somebody that I gave my business card to, and the website was on the bottom of it. Other than that, nobody could find it, because if you type Sealcoating Salisbury, Maryland, we didn't come up because we didn't have a Google My Business. I didn't know what it was. We didn't rank anywhere. So it was a site out in the ocean. And unless I gave somebody the URL and said, type this in, they never saw it. So that was the biggest issue we ran into.
We've got a question in from a little bit off topic here, but a great question. Dom Manzo, come on camera, brother. Where are you? There he is. Nice. Dom says, I have off topic question. I'm going on my first HOA contract signing tomorrow, looking for pointers. Oh yeah. Chris, anybody, HOA pointers, come on, let's get some advice. Let's get three people giving some advice here in the HOA.
Just keep calm. They're going to piss you off to no God's end by the time you leave there. There's going to be 800 people asking you 1,000 different questions.
Well, I'm sitting with 10 board members, so I narrowed it down a little bit, so that's good. But basically, my main thing is like, how do I prepare myself? Should I come in with maybe packets for everybody, or like, how can I look like I've done this before?
Yeah. So I'll tell you what I did, because actually last Saturday I went down to Shakeatig, Virginia. And it went a little south. It ended up going good, but so I was going in there for a $250,000 mill and pave job, and they told me there was going to be 5 people. I'm like, great, no problem. Printed out 5 proposals, binded 5 proposals. Everybody got a proposal with their brochure and a little business card on top of it, had a packet for everybody. I walk in the door and there's 30 people there.
Right.
So I was like, okay, well, I got, you guys told me that you had like 5 or 10 people and you have 30. So, but it was all good. The meeting went great. But the biggest thing with them is they're going to ask you 1,000 questions. So if you have a way to build a stage map and you have time to do it, I would build one before you go. Whether that's the way you do it or not, at least it shows that, hey, this is what we can do for you when we come in to do this project. We'll be able to give you a stage map like this. That way you can send this out to all the people that live in the HOA and say, hey, this street's getting done on this day. This street's getting done on this day.
Okay, nice.
So being able to provide that information for them. But the biggest thing with them is they're going to have 1,000 questions. They're going to know what type of seal are you using, why are you, how long till we can drive one? Is this going to last 5 years? The questions are going to go on and on. But I would say the biggest thing from the beginning is just overloading them with a little bit of information in the beginning, enough to kind of get them off your neck a little bit. They go, okay, this dude knows what the hell he's talking about. Like, so they won't get so hard on you, but they're definitely going to have a lot of questions. And I would definitely make sure you have a packet for every single person and you have some level of stage map to show them how you can stage it out.
Okay, so proposal, and what do you like including in the packet? Just like pretty much the process?
Yeah, so my so the packet that I give out is basically, so it's the pay me per proposal I use. So you have all those pages. And then when you flip to the page after that, there's a commercial and residential reference page. So it's references of names, addresses, and phone numbers for people we've done work for. And then the page after that is a full insurance certificate. So all our workman's comp insurance, all our insurance. And then the page after that's the site map. And then in the back, if you really want to overload them with information, because I always say you can win stuff with paper if you really want to, even though they're not going to read it. You could put the specs in there for the seal or anything if you really wanted to. But usually it's, for us, it's just references, insurance, and site map.
Right. All right. Sweet. Thanks, man.
I think the other thing, the other thing too is that you can walk in with your proposal and your documentation. Are you going to is it a closed deal or it's still pre-sale?
No, closed deal. I'm going to pretty much answer questions and just sign it and get a deposit.
Oh, that's easy then.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know, man. It's the first time I'm doing it, so.
Dude, that's absolutely awesome, dude. I would straight out, like, whether you're pre-sale or whether you're after sale, these kind of handouts, and I'd like to talk about this a little bit because it's important relating to what we're going through with coal tar and asphalt emulsion. You're the one that sets the expectations with your customers always, right? I'm talking about pre-sale. I'm talking about after sale. You're the one that's communicating. You're the one that actually has the mind, the experience, the knowledge to communicate to the audience that you're speaking to, like I am with you guys right now and this conversation, right? So we have to set those expectations in a way that we can truly blow them out of the water. That's because at the end of the day, you need to do more than what you're building from an expectation perspective. That gets really, really hard though, as business owners and people that sometimes will oversell something and tell people and commit to things that are beyond what it is that we may be capable of doing. And then we're in that rut where we're just like, oh shit, man, I wish I would have never said that. My grandmother always said to me, she goes, you will never regret not saying something. And so it's so important that we control what it is that we're saying through that process. And so, Dom, what I would say is say as little as you possibly can and make sure that your handout has the stuff that you truly can commit to and you can follow through with. And don't just give it in black and white. If you can have your logo and a color print in those kind of handouts and things to expect, not only while you're doing the project, but what you can experience after the project is complete. Then that handout, if they say, well, what about this and this and this? Absolutely. Here it is in the handout, everybody. It's right here. And so try to really go through that. I think this is a really cool exercise. And Michael, what a cool thing for us to work with some key team members to develop something for this. Yeah, something like this for when we're presenting to audiences like that. I think it's just a cool note to take.
one more thing.
I grabbed some notes on
yeah.
that. I love to brainstorm around that and build something for you guys. So we can have something there that you can just go and grab and pull down and have an outline and start it and put it together and help you guys in any way we can. Absolutely.
Nice. I got one more question for you guys. Can you guys hear me? Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
The biggest thing that I think is scaring me is like the logistics part of like, I have 176 residents, and I told them, listen, they think that I'm a huge company. It's just me and my wife and a couple of people. So in the first proposal, I was like, you guys have to deal with, any complaints or concerns and then pass them to me. Just so, I said that, but I know that's going to come up again. How could I, kind of like skate through that area? Trying to push it off on them to deal with that, like, or no?
Well, hey, Judd, can I jump in real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. I love it.
What you want to do, Dom, is establish a process, right?
Right.
You nor they want to establish a free-for-all. So
Right.
what you want to do is say, hey, there's 10 board members here. It's glad to meet everyone. I don't, you guys are going to be calling me back. I'm not going to get the project completed if I'm looking for 10 emails every day. Who's the one or two people who are going to be my primary points of contact? So
Right.
in other words, all the information flows to them, comes to me. I can connect with them on a weekly basis to get them updated where we're at on the project. Any questions, concerns came up, I get back to them right away, go from there. The other thing that might help you, Dom, is put in there, and you can do it just on an Excel spreadsheet and add it in, like kind of an update report that you can give them every week to say, hey, these are how many houses, driveways are supposed to do. Here's what we got done this week. Here are 2 or 3 questions, concerns. Here's what we addressed. Here's what we're going to get done next week. Just all we want to do is know that, hey, if something comes up, we're going to have a line of communication. We're going to have a way to make it happen.
Right.
And then you know what? It also gives them the opportunity to tell the residents, hey, don't chase Dom down. You come to us, tell us what the issue is. We'll collect them and then go back. And that'll get them off of your back. And all that chasing down.
Love it. Thank you. That's awesome. That's what I was looking for. Thank you.
Yeah, in our project, so like one of the projects that I speak commonly about because it was one of the most awesome projects that we ever did. Jeremy Staples here with us right now. What's up, Jeremy?
What's up, man? How are you doing?
Doing great. We actually had a mojito and a rum punch on the property recently, but Cap Jaluka, a really beautiful hotel, man. Stunning property. That was a beautiful property, right?
Yeah, I can vouch for that. Probably one of the coolest business meetings I've ever had is, sitting on a beach in Anguilla and enjoying a cocktail and good company. So
talking asphalt. I love it. So yeah, it was a 260,000 square foot project, and we broke it up into phases and we had the maps and colored and we laid out what the schedule looked like specifically. And we laid out exactly what we were going to do, what scopes of work going to be implemented, what days and within what time ranges, and obviously giving ourselves a buffer because it's always good to have a buffer, right? And then every single day that we finished the job, it was a 5-day project total. Every day we sent an EOD report, end of day report. It was great to be on the property, and you're speaking about their property as their prized possession, something that they feel pride in, right? As part of the owners, the associations. And it's great to be on the property today. We made some excellent headway. Here are the wins. Here are some things that Do you think that tomorrow maybe those cars in parking lot 17, 18, and 19 could get moved because we really need to get through? Otherwise, it's going to delay the project and can impede on the time frame and the cost of finishing the project. Let's really work together on making that happen. And so what you're doing is you're spinning in always the positivities, helping them feel pride in the property, moving through that end of day report, giving them the summary or the diary of how the day went. And there's going to be shit that happens. I mean, we had a sealer hose blow off the back of the truck, and we sprayed sealer all over the white bridge, Jeremy, that goes over towards the security booth. We had literally, I don't know, 50 gallons of sealer sprayed on white painted walls. And it was, excuse my language, it was just a shit show. And you know what? That can delay things for, a good 4 to 6 hours if it's not handled properly. And you know what? Did we tell the client that happened? Absolutely. Shit happens, and what did we do? We painted the walls after the project was done, and we took care of the things that we needed to take care of. But I think as long as you're keeping that journey or that process transparent with your clients, then they're going to have a hard time feeling as though that there's stuff hiding, and or maybe you're not doing what you said you were going to do. So Dom, hopefully that helps from a few people here.
I got something to chuck in there for Dom, if it's all good.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Yes, it's just back to your point about trying to funnel the inquiries, because you're going to be dealing with like 177 people, which
Right.
is awesome. I do electronic repair as a side hustle there, and we have a few locations, and we do probably about 10 to 15 people a day at each spot. And we get people asking for status updates all the time. And it's too difficult for us to manage that over the phone. So what we do is we just get customers to request a status update to our website. And then that way it gives us time to get back to them, like either when we're free or later on in the evening. So if it's going to be a consistent thing for you, and if the HOA members aren't interested in assisting you, maybe in the future it might be worthwhile looking into a way to funnel it through a site or a way where you can kind of get to it when you have that downtime. I know I can bang through about 15 customer inquiries in less than an hour when I sit down with my tea and be able to focus on it, not distracted by everything else. So that works good for me. We get through status updates usually just via email or through a plugin we put on our website for request status update or whatever. So anyway,
Awesome.
just a suggestion.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Judd, you're on mute.
Yeah, that won't work very well. Chris Filippelli, how are you currently communicating with your customers over a laid out project that's not a day?
So are you talking like, apartment complex or something like that?
Yeah. Do you communicate with your clients? Like, do you give them reports throughout the process to give them updates, or is it you've already set that expectation and that, that you don't need to communicate through that period? Love to hear it.
Yeah, I mean, we do set the expectation up front, and there is things that go south. I'm really big on phone calls. Like, I call people to the point that they're probably like, dude, I don't need to know that you just, changed the tire on your trailer. Like, or you filled the gas up in the gas tank. Like, but I just call people and give them more information they want to know. Because if you give them more information than they want to hear from you, then they're not going to call you wondering what's going on, because they know everything's under control. But I try to make sure that, I'm not always there, but I try to make sure Chase is sending whoever the site contact is pictures throughout the day as things are done, pictures at the end of the day. And then I'll usually make a phone call when the day's over if it's a large project and go, here's what we accomplished. Here's what our plan is tomorrow. Here's what we need from you. And just try to keep that, there's a lot of different ways you can do it, but if you just stay on top of the communication, we really haven't had any problems.
Love it, man. Dom, question for you, because man, this question is burning here. How did you get the deal, man? How did you get this awesome deal? How did you win it? What was the story? Where did it come from? How did you close it?
It actually came from like many years of me working with this one rep from, a large construction company. And actually, believe it or not, I had her son in the firehouse, and I was mentoring him, and that was my contact with her. Then she reached out to me, and we went to a bunch of site visits over the years. And I brought a bunch of guys who knew what they were doing with me. And what actually made me stand out over the years was we did a core sample on one of the jobs, on one of the assessments, and no one else did a core sample. And that actually put me, in view of them, like in front of them. And they kept me on their mind. And then finally, my contact, when a job that came into something I can handle, like this one's perfect. It's 176 small 1-car residential driveways and maybe 30,000 square feet of, commercial lot, clubhouse and small parking areas. It's like perfect. And she's like, Dom, this is right in your wheelhouse. She wants me to succeed with this company. And I built the proposal from you that you've been working with me with, and I actually went out there, gave them a demo, met with them, and just went out a few times, and I wound up winning it, and this might be big for me, because if I get in with these guys, I mean, this is something that could lead to something pretty amazing. So it was many years of hard work into it, and I got visible, and I just I don't know. I guess I got lucky. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, but it's pretty awesome.
You didn't get lucky, man. You actually earned that. And that's the difference. That. Yeah, man. Congratulations, bro. I'm super stoked. I'm sure it's one of your bigger projects that you've done.
Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest ones. And the one lesson that I learned since day one, when I met you for the first time, just get visible in front of people. And I know people will like me, and I will be able to win them over. If I never learned that lesson from you that day I met you, and everything you taught me from then to now, I don't think I would have knew that lesson. And that I took that, and now I'm getting in front of more people, and it's actually making me more successful, and it's unbelievable. So thank you for that.
Thank you, bro.
I'll say the other thing too is you know more than they know as far as asphalt seal coating. So as long as you speak at a professional level, you only have to know that much more than them.
Right.
For them to be sold.
Right. Well, guys, I have to run. I apologize. I got something that just came up, but I want to thank everyone here. Like, I feel like the world was lifted off me for tomorrow because of you guys. I'm so grateful for everyone here. Judd, I'm grateful for you having this every week. And I truly feel that without this, I don't think that I would, present myself the way I'm going to tomorrow. And, thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate you all. Thank you.
We're all there. We're all there with you, man. Go and get it, brother. Congratulations. It's just the beginning. Get lots of photos and document it, because you're going to use that as a case study, because you're going to start closing a shitload more HOAs this year, bud.
I hope so. But thank you guys so much. I love you all. I'll see you guys next week.
Respect, brother. See you, my man. Bye. Cheers. I love that shit. That's like I don't know how big that project is, but that's a big project. That's a nice way to start the season off, man. And I just, I listened to Alex Lucic when he was first talking about, like, I'm introverted, man. And like, I've never knocked door to door, and I really had never done any sales in my past. And I mean, this guy's doing what, $2.5 million a year in sales now, doing only commercial projects, and he's presenting $25,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 quotes, and he's presenting those. I mean, man, that's a pretty cool thing, guys, when you can take yourself and where you are right now, and when you have those butterflies, or you're concerned maybe that you're not the best social media person, or you're not able to take your phone out and shoot a selfie video. Shit, man. How many times have you guys seen these barn doors? Fuck, look, I got this extension thing that I have to stick this camera on to put content out there, because that's what I need to do every day in order to make sure that I'm helping people like Dom, you guys, and making sure that we're pushing the needle forward, right? And so you guys get uncomfortable, man. Do some shit that's uncomfortable. I think let's learn that from Dom on that one. Let's learn from that and go out there and get uncomfortable. I know Rob, I'm going to pull Rob in, because Rob McKenzie, teacher, not for long anymore. Well, he'll always be a teacher, but going to be retired. He's going to build a multi-million-dollar pavement asset management company and go national in Canada, and who knows, global. But I mean, Rob, tell us a little bit about what it's like, man, because I know you're closing big commercial jobs now. You're starting to do that, and you're really making that transition, or not that transition, but residential and now adding commercial, and you're seeing that light around commercial. Can you tell people about that?
Yeah. And that fear of reaching out, like, I've had no problem whatsoever going up to driveways and talking to people and customers. And I probably spend way more time there talking to people about whatever than I should, right? But I like doing that. But there was a real transition in going from something that was very, I don't know, how do you say it? Just, informal, to something that I felt talking to somebody on a commercial end, a property owner, a real property manager, right? A business owner, something like, I found that more formal, right? And it's not that much different, like you told me, right? There's not that much difference between one to the other. They're generally people, right? That have the same interest at heart. And they don't know much about their property. They don't know much about their asphalt that's in front of them that they walk on every day, just like that homeowner, right? So I found myself having the same discussions with people, and it's a lot easier transition than I thought it would be. So what I ended up doing to kind of make it a little bit easier, I spent the winter sending out, I don't know, probably 50, 60, 70 emails to car dealerships, churches, funeral homes, all those. And so as those start coming in, and it's just a conversation like I do with any kind of residential, right? So I think, it's thinking about it is that creates the most fear. But then once you start doing it, it's like driving a car, right? Once you're on the road, it's a lot easier than thinking about driving, right? And where you're going, what could happen. So I think that was my little hurdle that I kind of had to get over. And now it's, I feel like I can kind of walk up to anybody, right, and do it. Is that kind of what you're sort of the?
I mean, yeah, it's exactly it, right? Like that to me is it. It's that first one. Who here straight up, honestly, and we've got 5, 6, 7, we've got 8 people that are not on camera right now. So we don't know if you're, I don't know, you at the bar or you at home watching TV, you eating lollipop. Like, come on, guys, hop on camera. Shit. Come on,
Kids are
let's
screaming,
see it.
man. This is Jeremy, Judd. Kids are just screaming. We just got done with karate. I come in, this is my 3rd time coming into this, and I get in about 15 minutes late because the kids got karate every single Wednesday. So I missed the first part of it, and then get them all through the shower and stuff like that. So no video for me, at least not this week, but I'll catch you guys for sure.
By the way, Jeremy, I think, has bought more line stripers from us than any other contractor out there. He is crushing Amazon right now. Sorry, I hope that's not confidential, Jeremy. Shit.
No, not confidential.
All right.
Not something I can advertise, but just we kind of came into the asphalt business a little bit differently than you guys, as probably employees of an asphalt business moving up in the world. No, we do rollout constructions. My company is Any Installation, and I happened to be on an Amazon conference call last year working this project where we're doing a rollout for Amazon, where we go to 327 sites for them, and we are going to stencil paint every single one of those lots. And that day I was on the phone with them, we couldn't get paint for the life of us from Sherwin-Williams, and I reached out to the pavement group, and in doing so, Mike over there referred me to Judd, and I happened to be in Anguilla at the time of that phone call. So everything kind of aligned. I ended up buying a truckload of paint from him, and we got 4 more coming this year. And in turn, he ended up getting 8 stripers at that point in time. So yeah, it's been a journey for sure. And it's just going to keep getting bigger. And now we've kind of started rolling into the asphalt industry and offering that as to some of our existing customers. So
Jeremy, you have a brilliant, beautiful mind, man, and I'm honored to be a friend and to be able to spend time with you, man. And you guys are crushing it. It's
agreed,
Jeremy's
man.
an incredible human.
Likewise, man. It's been a good journey. It was just a chance encounter that was crazy good, and we'll look forward to keeping it moving and checking in these Wednesdays and learning from you guys.
And for all you guys, I would strongly recommend writing Jeremy's name down and connecting, because there could be some good opportunities potentially to collaborate. Just throwing that out there on the dartboard.
Oh, for
All
sure.
right, we've got a couple questions in here, and we're already top of the hour, guys. And you know, we try to get the most out of these AK roundtables. You know, we try to get, you know, I say this every week, try to get as much as we can out of it. But if you just leave with one thing in 1 hour, just one thing every time, and you apply that to your business and you just hyper focus on that one thing. I don't care if it's a headline for your website that could be the most meaningful UVP for the face of your business and the marketing. If that's what you leave with, fantastic. If it's the HOA conversation, that's fantastic. If it's, you know, going out there and making sure that you remove those butterflies by going out and practicing and falling down a few times, let that be your lesson. But take these lessons away, and please don't just not apply them. Try to apply them. Let's go through these questions. In my first 3 years of business, I've been primarily residential, and this year I'm really attacking commercial projects. Question: do most of you doing commercial work end up doing 1 or 2 coats of seal coating? Thanks, Anthony. Anthony, straight up, man, commercial work, personally, I always would recommend doing 2 coats and even going 3 coats in laneways. That's what I personally would do, brother. I don't know what other people are doing on here, but anybody step in who's doing commercial work and let Anthony know. 2 coats. Tim says 2 coats. Chris, you're doing 2 coats?
Yeah, I mean, we're 2 coats on, I mean, I prefer 3 coats. I prefer 2 coats on the main parking lot and a 3rd coat in the drive lanes. But I mean, it really depends on the customer. We're gonna quote you on that. Most of the time in a marketplace, you're probably not gonna get it from anywhere else. So usually what we'll do is have that 3rd quote on the drive lanes as a separate line item. That way they have that choice, but it doesn't show that we're more expensive than everybody else, essentially.
Which product are you guys using?
I'm sorry?
Which product are you guys
What
using?
sealer?
Yeah, right now we're putting down Sealmaster PMM.
That's an American thing, is it?
Yeah.
Sealmaster is the biggest franchise in the United States from a seal coat manufacturing and sales perspective. Supposedly a billion a year they're now doing.
I'm using Sealmaster's coal tar. My distributor's got 15,000 gallons allotted to me for this year. So
Tim, you're one of the very few that has had the fortune to be able to get that. Nick, you are one of the few that has been able to get that. Congratulations, guys.
Hey, Chris, do you mind if I ask you a question?
Sure.
When you say two coats, are you doing like an overlap spray, or are you doing one seal, letting it dry, and then coming back again?
No, we're 2 separate coats, completely separate.
Okay.
Yep.
2 full coats, 2 different days, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and we're spraying that 1st coat too. We're spraying that 1st coat almost like a fog coat. We're spraying a little bit lighter to allow that adhesion that way. Because if you spray, a lot of people like to spray for some reason, spray the 1st coat heavy. And the problem is if you spray that 1st coat real heavy and you don't let it cure 100% before you spray the 2nd coat, you end up trapping it in between the 2 coats. And then that middle section, it's going to end up tracking real bad because that middle section will never cure 100%.
It's a very, very important piece of advice there, guys. It's exactly what we did, Chris, when I was doing big commercial stuff. It was the same way. And I'm telling you, otherwise you're going to end up with your clients with tire marks all over it, you know, people turning their tires. It's not going to have had time to go through its drying cycle. The curing stage on coal tar is generally, and asphalt emulsion, the actual cure stages is roughly about 21 days for cure, not for dry, for cure.
So, but the whole coal tar thing, anybody that can get it, you can have it, because I don't want it. I got no interest in spraying that crap.
Yeah. It's had monster controversy for so many years, but you know what? It's the beginning to the end. And so anybody who has the ability for coal tar, I'll tell you what, it won't be around for long. So there will be
that's the thing. I mean, we used it for a while. I wasn't a big fan of it. I'm not going to say that it doesn't hold up longer, because I'd be lying to you. I agree it does hold up longer, but we're going to have to make that change. If you don't think the administration that's in office right now is not going to start making that change and getting rid of coal tar, you're crazy. So it's definitely going out the window. So we just bit the bullet about 2 years ago and made that change, and we're just kind of rolling on.
It's gone now.
Yeah.
It's gone now. I mean, there's nothing moving from Russia. The raw materials are in Russia. There are no freight liners leaving Russia. There's no raw materials moving over. There's no more coal tar being produced in North America, period. Well, no new raw moving in for production. Any old raw is moving into final production, and most of it's getting used for steel and aluminum. But yeah, it's an interesting time, but it's a good time to definitely get your asphalt emulsions. If you're using asphalt emulsions, please use an additive. There's a variety of different additives. Chris, what additives are you using?
So, one thing before that, I'll add, because we had this conversation earlier today. We run roughly 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds of sand per gallon of sealer. And I had asked another guy that doesn't use it why he doesn't use it. And he said, well, man, he said, in my market, the prices are really low. He said, we're just trying to stay competitive. We can't use sand. And I was like, well, what if I told you that what you just said doesn't make any sense? And he's like, well, what do you mean? I said, a 50-pound bag of sand you can buy for about $3. Go put it in a 5-gallon bucket, come back and tell me how much space that disperses to. A $3 bag of sand will disperse 4 gallons in a 5-gallon bucket. So you essentially just got 4 more gallons of product for $3. So not only are you providing a better product, you're saving money.
Yeah, it requires a particular machine to spray that though, right?
Yeah, you need air-operated spray systems, and you need agitated tanks. So if you look at the Airboss 300 that we have up, that's the very entry-level air-operated units, and then you can move into 550s, 700s, 1000s, and if you look at,
you're essentially putting out a better product for less money.
What do you think about cutting coal tar with asphalt emulsion? So that's what my seal master said that they're going to do. They're going to cut out their like 20% asphalt emulsion into the coal tar to try and spread it.
We blended with Gem Seal for 20 years. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, when Old Castle became the owner of Gem Seal, and Gem Seal bought surface coatings in Michigan, we were selling blends all the time, and that was just because there were some periods that were definitely short on the coal tar raw, and so blends they work. But coal tar straight out, it's the beginning to the end of coal tar. It's pricing its way out of the marketplace, and it's the last go. I will just say that even premium alternatives like LPs and stuff, that there's no more raw materials for that either. So like Naira Force, for example, you can't even get your hands on any more force. They've cut it down. So you have asphalt emulsion available right now. Make sure you're using additives to be able to strengthen that material.
Yeah, Judd, I'll tell you so we used to use Sealmaster LP before we went to PMM, and their price this year to me, delivering bulk tankers was $3.20 a gallon on LP. I said, you have lost your mind.
You're not even close to where it's gonna be as you start moving into July. I think you're gonna see $4 high threes and $4 a gallon as you move into July.
PMM is reasonable right now.
It is.
I mean,
same on this side. Very reasonable.
I mean, I don't know what it is everywhere else. I talked to a guy earlier that told me it was $3 up north, but we're at like $2.16 a gallon delivered.
If you have a bulk tank and you're getting bulk deliveries, it's a very different situation compared to somebody who doesn't have a bulk tank, right? So if they're buying drums and totes to be able to supply their business, just so everybody's aware, Chris is speaking about raw. Like when I say raw, like in the tank, right? Bulk.
Yeah, I think my local distributor is like $2.80 on the same product.
Right. Yeah. So, and guys, when you grow your business and you move into a bulk tank, there's just no doubt that from an investment perspective, that's where you're going to save the most amount of money. So like we're moving, for example, with Naira, 4,350 gallons of material on a tank in a tanker to a bulk tank. And then, you're paying in around that, depending on shipping and where you are, you're paying roughly about $2.65, $2.85 delivered, depending on where you are. If you're close to the plants, then it's less, but that's kind of gives you an idea.
And
But asphalt emulsion, the good news about it is there's no shortages forecasted for the whole industry. So we do have sealer that's available through all different seal coat manufacturers in North America. So that's the good news. We have the support and we have the ability to go lay sealer. Just remember that asphalt emulsion, we're putting out a handout about this. Asphalt emulsion is also very, very touchy on its dilution rates. So you need to make sure that you're either using the ready to use that's coming from the manufacturer, or you're following their specific spec as to the dilution rates, because it's very easy to turn asphalt emulsion into dirty water that will not last 6 months. It's really, really easy to do that. It's super, super important. The other thing that's pretty cool about it is that, you're going to be loved by the environmental groups. That's for sure.
What additive were you referencing with the asphalt emulsion?
There's a variety of different additives that you can use. Actually, if you go, I'll post a link. Market? Yeah, we have for the Canadian market. Yep. Yeah, we've got fast dry and we've got fortifiers that we can ship. They're all in Canada. They're in Drummondville.
I don't know
that. Oh,
go ahead. You're good. No, go ahead. You're good.
I was just gonna ask, does the asphalt emulsion hold up in the Canadian market with that additive? Is that why it's added because of the cold, or? Yeah, so the additive basically fortifies it. It binds it. It makes it a stronger material. It dries it faster in a lot of cases, and just creates more of a tough finish. So if you think of like fiberglass resin, right, or like a Bondo for cars, when you put the hardeners in it and you actually mix it together, you get that strong finish to it. Think about the additives being something like that actually end up curing the material faster, creating a more solid surface. And so what is said to be, and this is through, Mark McLeod at Maintenance Inc., who's been in the industry for 60 years now. At Maintenance Inc., they manufacture most of our additives, and they do a lot of the private labeling for Sealmaster. He will tell you that additives in asphalt, the proper additive quantity into asphalt emulsion, the right ratios, will be equally performing as coal tar emulsion in the northern climates.
That's interesting, because like I've messed with fast dry and with asphalt, AE products, and I have found that we haven't had very, very good success with the higher levels of the fast dry. If you read the back of the bucket, it says you can put from this to this. At the higher levels of that, we've had hectic problems with it.
I go to the lower end of the scale always, because that stuff can bind up pretty quickly on you. And
I've seen it turn a hose hard overnight the first time I used it.
Yeah. So the cool thing is that the asphalt emulsion that we're actually producing in Canada through Resisto it's a cold weather climate tested 2-year. And after 2 years, the results have been actually extraordinary. It's been pretty incredible. So there's more solids in it, and there's also a fortifier, similar to Diamond Shield that was put into it, similar makeup, but it's a pretty solid finish, and it's not slippery like the asphalt emulsion that was being sold by McAsphalt, by MaxSeal. So, guys, I got to rock and roll, man. I'm sure we all have family to deal with, friends, time on our own. I got to roll out of here. Any questions? Oh, here, hold on there. Let me do one more question from David in here. Any insights on oil-based versus water-based in the process of buying a new tank and not sure which route to go? Dude, do yourself a freaking favor and don't buy an oil-based rig. Just don't. Blackmax's not even sealer. It's not even a sealer. It's a rejuvenator. It's not a seal coat. It's oil based. It's a flammable product. If you spray it on any asphalt surface, it does not seal in the small fissures and cracks. If you look at coal tar or asphalt emulsion, it's a sealer. It coats it. It's called asphalt sealer. I've been in communication with McAsphalt since I was 18 years old, spraying oil-based sealer. I lit a driveway clean on fire and burnt down cedar hedges. You don't use a torch around it. It's completely flammable. It's petroleum-based. It is the shittiest stuff to get off garage doors. It does not seal an asphalt surface. And I'm telling you right now that the sales on oil-based rigs are going literally off a cliff, whereas units for asphalt emulsion that are accepted by Environment Canada, and Environment Canada is in huge discussions with Resisto, who I have exclusive rights with on producing sealer for Canada. Environment Canada is pushing coal tar and oil-based out of the industry. It will 100% happen in the next couple of years. So you might as well start with an environmentally sound product, and you might as well start with a spray system that will be able to apply that. I'm sorry to be blunt on that, but it's the truth. I don't want you to go spend your money on something that is not going to be good for you.
That's music to my ears. That's good. That means money. Bye-bye, oil.
But I mean, I'm gonna leave it there, and I know, you know, anybody else feel free to chime in, because I know Adam Chapman's on here and he sprays oil right now. I know that there's probably other people that might spray oil, but I mean, at the end of the day, I don't get, like, seriously, I don't give a shit if you buy a spray system from us or buy a sealer from us, but I give a shit if you go buy something and you're selling something that's not really an asphalt sealer, and in a year from now you say, fuck, I wish I would have known to not do that. And so I'm being told this from Environment Canada and Resisto, who is a monster company. I'm being told this. And that's why we've also made the asphalt emulsion switch early from coal tar. That's the reason why we're producing asphalt emulsion in Canada, because we know coal tar and oil-based sealer are going out of the marketplace. So we wanted a big leap, a jump ahead of what's really going to go down.
Right. The reason I asked is because, correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard that spraying oil-based was a lot easier, as the water-based units kind of spray out a lot wider and a lot heavier. And I only have experience with 1 year sealing with oil-based. So I was just kind of concerned, like, how would I get clean lines and stuff with interlock with a water-based unit?
And go to YouTube and watch Sealcoating is Life. Subscribe to Greg Francis right there with his hand pumping right here. I mean, he's got millions of views on his videos, and he brushes driveways by hand. And you know what? If you get into bigger projects where it's, you know, not a 2-car, 4-car driveway, then you would probably want to spray. Now, if you ask Greg right now if he tracks buckets up driveways back and forth, no. We're starting a driveway seal coating kickstart course that's going out, showing how to do all this stuff, but he has a big system that he pumps up through his hose. Greg, tell David what you do, man, how you're doing residential jobs.
Yeah, so we used to, well, when I started, like, my only job was to haul buckets for my boss, and I hauled 5-gallon buckets every day. We would go to the hardware store, you know, sometimes 2-3 times a day, and just grab buckets, and that's all I was doing. And now we have a 550 rig with a diaphragm pump that we can pump out. You know, sometimes we do driveways that take 500 gallons, and we're pumping them all out by hand. On Monday, we're starting up. I got a $3,000 driveway I'm doing, and hopefully I can film it, and it's going to start the new season 3 of Sealcoating is Life. So yeah, don't kill yourself, you know, hauling buckets. So we just pump it out, and then we brush with 4-foot brushes, and then we just kill it.
Yep. And David, the oil-based spray systems are absolutely awesome from a user experience perspective. You could literally spray this fine, perfect, oily, sharp line right along a driveway without even necessarily needing a backboard, unless you're against a white garage door. And if it's sunny and the sunlight is glowing on you just right, you're going to see that you're in a cloud of diesel fuel, basically. And that's the shit that's all over your body, but it cuts really, really good. And it does a great job from a user experience perspective. I'm sorry to bash it. I sell Black Mac, by the way, in Canada, and I sell the oil-based rigs, but I'm not a fan of them, and I really prefer that people don't do it. But if somebody really wants to buy one, but you'll come back and probably trade it in for another unit. The oil-based rigs are going to the oil-based rigs are not going to be what you're going to be using in a few years from now, a couple of years from now. So any other rig, whether it's a 550, a 700, a 300, you can take the tip off your gun. You can pump the beads of sealer up on the driveway for larger projects. You put your tip and you spray your projects, and you can use your sideboards too, man. I've always used sideboards, you know, and no issue.
Judd, and I agree with you. I can't bash it too bad because I've never used it. I don't have any experience with it. all I will say is go find a big box retailer that seals a parking lot that seal one in oil based and come back and talk to me.
Never. You'll never find it.
You won't find it. So if they won't use it on Walmart, they won't use it on Sam's Club. Why do I want to put it on my driveway? That's always been my take. But then again, like I said, I haven't used it. So if somebody else uses it and has a reasoning behind it, I would love to have a conversation with them because I would love to understand more about what I'm selling against with people in my local market.
I mean, I think I might have been misinformed because the guy who trained me last year, the way he explained it to me was that a water-based product creates an actual seal over the asphalt. And when the asphalt tries to oxidize, like pressure basically builds up and creates cracks. And he explained that an oil-based actually hydrates into the asphalt and kind of replenishes the oil that's oxidized. Is that true or is that wrong?
It's completely wrong.
Okay.
The oil-based, the Black Mac oil-based sealer is a rejuvenator.
Okay.
It goes into the asphalt. It's not a sealer. It's a moisturizer. It does not seal the surface. Asphalt sealing is putting a protective layer on the top of the asphalt so that it protects it from the sun, the weather, and the traffic to prevent wear and oxidization of the asphalt. So it's a completely you're totally misinformed 100%.
Okay.
Yeah. So guys, and I think the real key is that you want to look at, I think Chris gave a really good point. You want to look at what the very big projects are using for their kind of jobs. So when you're speaking with very large companies or big outfits, or if somebody's got a request for quote out and it's a big commercial project, I'm telling you straight out, man, I've never seen a request like an RFQ that included Black Mac oil-based sealer. I've never seen acrylic. I've never seen gilsonite, but I've seen alternatives. I've seen coal tar emulsion. I've seen certain spec like polytar from Gem Seal. I've seen Naira 4 spec'd out. I've seen some really specifics on what it is that they're using, and it's always premium seal coat. And so I just urge you guys to really make sure that you're kind of use products that are not sold to you by somebody that isn't informed, or those products are not connected with large scale projects. So yeah.
So there's nobody out there selling a tandem axle gilsonite rig, I mean, everybody, I hate to say it, and this is not saying it the wrong way, but everybody I see in my local market, we live in Maryland, but everybody I see in the local market spraying gilsonite has South Carolina tags, and they got a Chevy pickup truck with a little tank thrown in the back, no blower, no weed whacker, sprayed on the grass, sprayed on the garage, and we're out of here. Thanks for your $500. I mean, that's just, I'm not, there's obviously people out there that do it right, but there's more people that do it wrong than there is that do it right. And I just don't want to be categorized in that category of type of people. That's my perspective.
Yeah. And also, I think the other thing too about the spray system side of things, make sure with the manufacturers that you're getting your spray systems from, that you understand the compatibility of certain materials within the actual piece of equipment that you're buying. Part of your question about can you run Steelmaster PMM through an AK230? You can run any asphalt emulsion or coal tar emulsion through a centrifugal operated system like the AK230. Anything that you're going to go to where you have sand loads or where you have fortifiers in it that are going to create more of a viscous, thicker type material, what ends up happening is that pump will gum up, and the flapper inside the pump will end up getting chunked up, and you'll lose the prime in the pump. Once you get into more of these premium level applications of sealer that are in the, Targets, Walmarts, Burlington Coat Factories, spec'd out Amazons, like really getting into those high level type applications, you really are going to want to move on to an air operated spray system for sure. That's why we're so excited about the Airboss 300 that we're launched. Well, it's launched, but the pre-orders are all starting to ship in the middle of May, is because it's at a price point at $8,999 including shipping, or the Pro model at $9,999 including shipping, that's a price point that's not far off the AK230 Pro. And so, you know, I would say if you know, if do you already own one, or are you considering?
I do have one.
Yeah. So like as you're scaling, what I would do is as you're scaling is I would probably sell that unit to somebody that might be starting out that needs to get their footing and then wants to scale. But there's just no doubt in my mind that, when did you buy your unit?
It was a few weeks ago, actually.
Perfect.
So
yeah. Yeah, so I mean, you're going to be able to spray any asphalt emulsions without any issue, and also I do have fortifiers that we can sell you that will work with centrifugal. You can't use fast dry, but I have other product if you want to make it more of a premium supply. You can hit me up anytime.
Yeah, I'll just try to get a hold of you and we can talk about it.
That's awesome, and then we'll set you up. But then, you know, the mission for all of us on this camera right now, like straight out, we don't want to be in the same place that we are right now in 1 year from now. Shit, I don't want to be where I am in 6 months from now, but like, let's make sure that we all are putting together our growth strategy plans, and, you know, link with people that you have here on screen or other mentors that you have. And, you know, I always say it's incredible to have like 3 mentors. I have 3 mentors that I'm in constant communication with, and I look up to them, and they're extremely, extremely successful people. And so when you have the opportunity to connect with great people, make sure you're building that growth plan for yourself and reinvesting. Don't sit with a drum sprayer or a toad sprayer or a 230 or even a 300 if you're going to plan on going into, you know, scaling into big commercial work and building $1 million companies. You know, Alex Lucic started with a 230 spray system Porter, the same unit that you have, and he's going to do 2.5 million and he's got, you know, full fleets of trucks and, you know, bulk tanks and everything. So, you know, that scale of his business was something that was super impressive, and to be a part of that kind of journey is so incredible, man. And I appreciate you guys. Awesome. Appreciate you guys all being here and allowing us to be a part of the journey. It's cool to see some children in the background. My son was sitting in front of me, my 7-year-old. He was listening for a lot of the time, but it's just good to be here with you guys. I really appreciate the time coming in here, and I'm excited for next Wednesday. I do have one request, though. We always finish with one great request, and the request is to please come back next week with one solid win, and that means a deal. And I don't care if you've started your business yet, or if you're absolutely thinking about starting your own business. Go and sell a job, and I want to hear about that win. And let's share our wins next week, because if we don't celebrate our wins once in a while, then the energy just gets into this, you know, this learning atmosphere consistently, which is great. But I want to talk about our wins together as a team, and let's share and celebrate that. Okay, guys? One win. I want to hear about your biggest win. One win. Next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Roundtable. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Any questions at all? You guys know you can hit me on email. I'll do my very best. Things are getting absolutely berserk right now, but I'll do my very best there. And if not, bring your questions to the roundtable here, and let's jam. Cheers.
All right, see you, everybody.
Thank you.
Take care.